I'm Lexi. I'm in the US. And today is the channel's 4th birthday. I cannot believe I have been making these videos for 4 years. And using the same goofy headband for 3. As you can see, I did not retire it yet. But for this year, I thought we'd go back and visit our very first video, which I will link down below in the description. The very first video I did on this channel was Yorkshire puddings. Just basic, traditional Yorkshire puddings. They came out well. It gave me the confidence to continue making videos. And I've learned a lot since then, as you'll see from when you look at that one and see the horrible editing and subpar camera work. But recently, I've been doing a lot of mashups on the channel, taking some of my favorite things that I've discovered from this channel and tweaking them to add in some American classic flavors. And I had this idea for cinnamon roll Yorkshire puddings. So let's go inside and I'll show you what I'm talking about. My oven takes forever to get hot. So I have already put a muffin tin that has about a 1/4 inch of oil poured into the bottom of each of the cups into the oven while it's preheating. The goal is to get the oven up to about 450 degrees here, which is 230 degrees Celsius. It's been in there for a little while, so let's go ahead and start on the batter for the Yorkshire puddings. We are going to start with 200 milliliters of milk, which is right around 7 ounces. And to that, we are going to add 4 eggs. Just crack them right in. My eggs were trying to escape. 2, 3, and 4. And to that, we're going to add 1 1/4 cups, which is about 140 grams of all-purpose flour. This is a 1/3 cup measure, so 3 of these for a cup. That was 3. And then a bit under for a 1/4. And if we were making regular Yorkshire puddings, we would just mix this up, leave it like that, pour it in, and be good to go. But we're doing cinnamon roll Yorkshire puddings, so we need a couple more ingredients. Let's add some cinnamon. Because I'm making this up, I don't have an amount. About a tablespoon? Tablespoon and a half. I like cinnamon. And because cinnamon rolls are sweet, let's add some sugar. 1/3 cup? 1/3 cup sounds good. Now, I'm going to mix this up with the handy dandy whisk. Probably should have beat the eggs before I added the dry ingredients, huh? Wasn't really thinking there. Just wanted to get it all in. It'll work. I have faith. It smells really good. It smells nice and cinnamony. Does anyone else use a whisk like this? I don't know where I picked this up, but it's very effective for stirring in small containers. There. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to check on that oil. So this is my muffin tray with very hot oil. And I am just going to pour this mixture into each of the cups. As I drip everywhere with my whisk. You want to make sure the oil doesn't overflow, because that would be bad and hot and burny. Now, this needs to go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, and do not open the oven till they're done or they won't rise right. I'm going to get these in. Carefully. Very carefully. Now, what would cinnamon rolls be without frosting, right? So in here, I have 3 tablespoons of butter and about 2 ounces of cream cheese. And I put these in the microwave for just like 15 seconds to soften them up. To this, we're going to add a splash of vanilla, and a splash of milk, which I left in the fridge. Hang on. Just about that much. And you could do this with a mixer. You probably should do this with a mixer. I can only imagine that it would be a whole lot easier. I just really don't want to get out a mixer for this tiny little amount of butter. So I am going to fight my way through it with a fork. Okay. Yes, that's still very lumpy. But I'm going to go ahead and mix in the powdered sugar. And I'm going to start with a 1/2 cup. And this frosting is pretty much going to melt once you put it on the cinnamon rolls, Yorkshire puddings, whatever we're going to call these things anyway. So I usually don't worry too much about a few lumps in this. I do want it thicker than that though, so we'll try another 1/4 cup. I may have added a little too much milk. I don't usually make this little amount of this frosting. I usually make about 4 times this much, which is why I'm having a little bit of a hard time gauging my amounts. This is my regular cinnamon roll frosting recipe that I use on Christmas when I make cinnamon rolls. And my cinnamon rolls are to die for. Yes, I know, I need to make them on the channel someday. But that looks pretty good to me. Yes, I know it's lumpy. It wouldn't be lumpy if I was using a mixer, but it's gonna melt anyway. It's fine, I promise. I am going to let the cinnamon puddings, finish cooking, and I will see you back at our regularly scheduled location when it's time to taste things. These smell good. And you can see, like I said, the frosting's kind of melted now since I put them on top of the hot puddings. Let's just dive right in and give them a try. The frosting is the dominant flavor. But the frosting's kind of the dominant flavor when you make cinnamon rolls too. So I'm okay with that. They're a little dense. And I could attribute that to one of two things. It's either going to be the sugar, which means that this would probably be okay with a little bit of tweaking. You could get the texture back. Or how I warned you very emphatically to not open the oven. Well, about 3 minutes in, 4 minutes in, something like that, I kept hearing little sizzles of drops of oil hitting my oven element. And frankly, that scared me, and it should have scared me. So I opened the oven and slid a cookie sheet in on the rack below. I tried to be fast, but I know heat escaped, and that probably caused these to not rise quite right. But dense Yorkshire puddings versus oven fire. I'm going to take the dense Yorkshire puddings anytime. Flavor. Not too sweet, but I wouldn't call them savory either. So I think I hit the right balance. I really kind of like these. And I sort of want to make them again and try not opening the oven. But even kind of dense as they are, I'm happy with them. And this kind of opens up a lot of possibilities in my head of ways that you could tweak or have fun with Yorkshire puddings. I know toad in a hole, toad in a hole, toad in the hole is already a thing where you make Yorkshire puddings and put sausage in them. And I know I've seen things online about roast dinner wraps where they take like a big Yorkshire pudding and then roast beef and vegetables and potatoes and wrap it all up and you eat it kind of like a burrito. But what I'm thinking of, I've got two, I'm sticky now. I've got two in my head here. I'm thinking pizza. I'm thinking your basic Yorkshire pudding with maybe a little bit of tomato powder and some garlic and some basil. And then when they come out, you put some sauce and some cheese and a pepperoni on top. And the other one I was thinking about is strawberry shortcake. So do it like this, where you've added a bit of sugar to it. And then I'm thinking freeze-dried strawberries. Maybe even powder them first so the whole thing turns pink. And then, like, on top, cut up a fresh strawberry and then top with some whipped cream. I think that would be delicious. Let me know down below if you want to see me try that. I want to try that. But for now, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this because it's delicious. And if you could give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. It's been so much fun celebrating the channel's 4th birthday here with you today, and so much fun creating 4 years of memories, and I look forward to the next year. So, as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.